Hey, Floyd Fernbeam here. I just want to talk to you a little bit. Just got done helping my nephew move some things into his storage unit, and he showed me something I thought I'd never see in my lifetime. He had what you call a smartphone. The way he explained it, it's like a computer right in the palm of your hand. And so he showed me this. He said it's everything. It's like a library. It's like a lawyer, like a doctor. It has access to all the information you could ever want. And he said, let me show you how it works. And I said, well, I already got a phone. I pick up my phone. I can call you. You're on the clean other end of the county, and I can hear you, and you can hear me. We can talk back and forth just like we're in the same room. I said, how smart does a phone got to be, really? And he said, no, this is different. It's way different. He said, let me show you how it works. He said, Uncle Floyd, tell me something that's bothering you. I said, well, down back there, I got to mow the lawn there, and it's been raining good 3 days, and the lawn's getting longer and longer. I said, I had not had a chance to mow it. He said, no, not like something like that bothering me. He said, like a medical thing. And I said, oh, well, I said, I would love to quit smoking. And he said, Uncle Floyd, you don't smoke. I said, well, you're right, I don't smoke, but I just met your phone. I don't know how smart it is. So I thought I'd start it off with something easy, And he said, no, really. Tell me something that bothers you. I said, well, and I didn't tell him that this was his fault, but I said, I do have a headache. And he said, oh, well, there you go. So he gets a smartphone out and he gets on this thing, called like a Google Dr. MD Web or something. Anyhow, so he goes to Google Dr. MD Web, and the Google doctor tells him that Uncle Floyd should take an aspirin. And I thought, whoa, boy. He said, Uncle Floyd, you should take aspirin. And I thought, well, that's some technology you got in your hand there, young man, telling me to take an aspirin for my headache. I could never have thunk of that myself. And so the sarcasm was lost on my nephew, but he said, oh, yeah, it does everything. Anyhow, so I was thinking about it, and I'm not entirely comfortable trusting my health to like the Google Dr. MD Web thing. I'm old school. We thought things through when we had a health complication or a problem there. Like if I had a headache, I know to take aspirin. If I stubbed my toe, I know I'd put a bag of frozen peas on it till it felt better. It wasn't no rocket science or nothing. But and then if something would happen, something like serious, I'm trying to think of an example. Like if you was like slicing tomato and then you sliced right into one of your fingers like that or something, and I mean like a serious cut, like it didn't even stop bleeding after the dog licked it a couple times, then you'd think, well, this is a serious cut, and you get medical attention. And we was fortunate we had a doctor in the family, my cousin. Now he wasn't a real doctor, but he was our closest thing we had to a medical professional, and real nice guy. He was very knowledgeable. He had watched every episode of ER. He had the whole box set on the VHS. The box set, I mean, including like behind the scenes stuff and the director's cut, and then look the cast reunion after several years, and he watched that whole thing. And then he just didn't pay attention like the older stuff like that. He kept up because he had binge watched Grey's Anatomy, so he was up current, to whatever the medical community knows. He was all current on that, and he had a real nice setup over his place. He had a room there like it was set up like a doctor's office. I mean, it had like the old magazines with the addresses like cut out and everything, just like a doctor's office. And well, it wasn't like a doctor's office for real. It was an old side porch screened in there, but and then that was before the HIPAA laws come in with the privacy and stuff. You go over there and you go back there, but you could see out into the yard real nice. Lovely view. You see the yard down to the creek there, and problem is people could see in. So, and it was nothing. You'd be in there, he'd be doing his doctoring on you, and like his wife, she'd go by on the riding mower. Hey, Floyd, hi, Donna, how you doing? Oh, good. She's seen a lot of things probably she wished she hadn't seen, things she probably cannot unsee, I'm guessing. Anyhow, so then after the HIPAA laws come out with the privacy and all that, they actually had to take, and they covered all them windows. So them windows, and this was a blessing in disguise. They covered him with like a bed sheets there, and it was nice because you had the privacy. And the blessing of it was the kids loved it because the bed sheets they had used, the one window had like Scooby-Doo and the gang on there, like Freddy and Velma and Daphne and all them, and Scooby, of course, and Shaggy. And then the other window was like a Peanuts theme. It had like Charlie Brown and Snoopy and Lucy and Linus and all them. And then there's like a little smaller window there on the door that they had put in. It had to have a separate entrance. And that had Fred Flintstone. He was on like a pillowcase cover because it was just a small window. Anyhow, so I remember this one time I had this wart, and it was right on the top of my big toe. And I had never had a big toe wart before, and it didn't hurt so much as like it would just like every day, you know, I'd work and it would just rub right up against the top of my boot, and I wear them steel-toed boots, and it would just rub. And honestly, I was afraid that would like it'd heat up and then woof would just catch on fire like that. And I thought, well, you know, your whole foot goes up in flames. Next thing you know, your dungarees are on fire and you're stop, dropping, and rolling. You know, that not a good thing at all. You know, half burn up there. So I thought, well, I'm going to go let my cousin take a look at this. And the way it works was he does everything just by donation. So you go on over there, and I gave him $5, and he took a look at that wart, and he said, yeah, I can help you with that. And the nice thing about his place is it's a money back guarantee. If you don't fix the problem, then he give your money back. So I went over there, and he cut that wart off, and I watched him do it. You know, I didn't get queasy or nothing. He put a Band-Aid on top of that, and I went home. And the problem with that place, he don't give you like post-operative instructions or nothing. You just go on your way and figure it out from there. So I go home, and about 3 weeks later, I think, you know, I'm going to take a peek under this Band-Aid. Because the Band-Aid, it started like pushing up and up and up. Every time I look at it, it seemed like it was a little higher. Well, I pull that Band-Aid off, and what do I find? Hello, wart. That wart come right back. And it looked exactly like the wart that was there before. It came up, and it was like I had a mushroom on the head and everything. Had I not seen him cut that wart off, I'd have said, you know, he didn't do nothing. He just said he cut the wart off and put a Band-Aid over it. Anyhow, so I thought, well, geez. So I went on back, and he said, oh, yeah, I'll take care of that. And he cut it off again, put a Band-Aid on. Wart come back. So 3 times until he got that wart to stay away. Nice thing was, every time I'd go back, he'd give me that $5 back. So that was a $15 wart. Just think about that. $15 for a big toe wart. I didn't give him the money. He gave me the money. I got $15 out of that big toe wart. So next time I got home, I called my nephew up. I said, hey, bring that computer smartphone Dr. WebMD thing over here. I need to ask you a question. So I was asking a question about, like, how would a fella go about getting a wart? Because I thought, you know what? I get me a bunch of warts, and he keeps giving me $5 every time it come back. There's some cash flow right there. Some serious cash flow. So I thought, oh, boy, I could make a little money off of that. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. Have a blessed day, and if you do have a medical problem, seek medical attention, even if there ain't any money in it.